Welcome back to Real Estate Investing with Alex Deacon. My name is Adam. I am here with Alex Deacon himself, the great Deacon of Real Estate. And today we are here to talk to you about the power of pre-approval. Say that 5 times fast. Alex, good sir, what's going on today?
The power of pre-approval, say that times 5 times.
5 times
Yeah,
fast.
I couldn't even say it once.
Right? Took me 6 tries to start the show. People just don't know that.
I just thought we'd hit on this because this covers a couple different areas. Not only does this help you as an investor, right? And that's just to have all your ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But it also helps you as a home buyer, looking to buy your first home or looking to buy your fifth, home that you're going to live in, right? It's very helpful to know where you stand with the banks, how appealing your loan is going to be to a bank. So when the bank looks at your finances, are you going to be a quality borrower for them? It's going to be much easier to get the money borrowed from them. It's going to be at a better interest rate. The terms are going to be better. It all rolls downhill. So the stronger you are financially, most likely the better price you're going to be able to get on the house. And I'm going to explain how that works. So, buying a single family home, right? You're going to live in it. Always, and it's never an exception, it's always. You should start out with getting yourself pre-approved. And I strongly suggest going through a local lender. So you call the agent you're working with, whether it's me or another company altogether. It doesn't matter. It's the same throughout. Get yourself pre-approved, maybe with a lender that they're familiar with, your agent. Because local lenders just going to give you, they're more familiar with the local. I'm saying the laws are any different or the banking laws are different, but just how things work in a local situation aren't how they always work nationally. So if you're going online, you're getting Rocket Mortgage or some of the other ones.
They don't know the intricacies.
They really don't. And at the end of the day, the rates are going to be just about the same. Mm-hmm. They're really going to be just about. There's only so much latitude that banks have. They just can't give money away. So you just want to be in the ballpark. You want to be fair. You don't want to overpay it. If the interest rates are 4.5 and someone's offering you 4 3/8, but you're going to get better service, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. I would go with the 4.5 because I know the person. I know they're going to give me better rate service. I know I'm not going to have any issues versus 4 3/8, which you save just a little bit. Maybe your payment's $7 less a month or something.
Right.
So you have to weigh that option. But just going back to once you pick someone, that's fine. But I would pick someone local who has a good name and reputation. You get yourself pre-approved. And what all the pre-approval is going to say is Adam is approved for a home payment for up to $1,500 a month. Okay. In many cases, the pre-approval that you get from the lender is not what you really want to purchase. You don't want to spend that much in many cases, right? So even though they're going to approve you up to $1,500, it doesn't mean you should spend $1,500.
Exactly, right.
So chances are you have a budget in your mind where, okay, good, I'm pre-approved up to $1,500. Awesome. I know I want my mortgage payment to be around $1,000. That's all in. That's principal, interest, that's taxes and insurance, everything. $1,000 a month. Now you have that pre-approval letter from the bank, and if it's a good, solid pre-approval, that means they ran your credit already. They've confirmed your income. They've looked at past 3 years' tax returns. They've done all of that. So when you find the house that you want to buy, especially in a market the way it is now, it's a seller's market. So when you go ahead and you want to make an offer on a house, there could be 1 or 2 other offers on the house or more. You look much stronger when you have a strong pre-approval from a good local lender. Mm-hmm. And it shows on that pre-approval that they ran all that stuff already. Okay? Versus if you're up against another buyer who has just a really garden variety pre-approval. Yeah, they're pre-approved, but we still need to run this, and this. Mm-hmm. and you're going to look much less appealing to that seller selling the home than you are against you, right? So this buyer here, buyer B, and your buyer A is going to be much stronger looking. So there's a good chance, in many cases, I've accepted offers on properties that I've flipped lots and lots of times where I'll accept the lower offer because I just know, maybe I know the agent who I feel comfortable with, or I know the lender, or just in general, that buyer's pre-approval and the amount of money they were putting down. Maybe they were putting down 20%, and this buyer over here, buyer B, was an FHA buyer, and they wanted a bunch of closing cost assistance, and on top of that, their pre-approval wasn't as strong. I'll accept the lesser offer. Happens all the time.
Okay.
So if you have your ducks in a row, it's not hard to do. First of all, to get pre-approved, it's very simple. You need to reach out to me. It's alex@alexdeacon.com. I will send you a couple of lenders that I deal with all the time. That's one place
there
to
you
start.
go. Cheap plug.
If you want to start with your agent, that's fine. But they're going to probably have a mortgage company that they use, or they've used many times in the past and have had good service with. You reach out to that mortgage broker. That broker or banker is going to give you a pre-approval within 24 hours. So if you have like your tax returns in a PDF format, shoot them over to them. If you have recent pay stubs, send them over. And they'll run your credit report.
Right.
That's pretty much it. That's how simple it is. And they can give you a really strong pre-approval within 24 hours. So if you send it to them on a Friday night, you might not have it till Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
So some people don't understand that these folks could have a life too. So send it over to them on Monday or Tuesday and expect it back the next day. That's fair.
Right.
But get that done, and then those pre-approvals are usually good for 3 to 6 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're ready. You are armed and ready for warfare. You're ready to go out there and find the property and slam down that solid pre-approval. Now this goes with if you're an investor also. So if you're paying cash, like I'll pay cash in many cases, and then I'll refinance out of it.
Okay.
If you're paying cash, you need to have the proof of funds available. So the proof of funds means you can show that seller or that agent representing the seller that you have the funds to close. If it's a $200,000 house, you show them that you have $200,000 in that specific account.
Okay.
That's very important. Because if you have proof of funds versus someone who's getting a loan and you're paying cash, again, I would, as a seller, if you're buyer A and you have cash and you can close in 30 days, and then your buyer B, who's getting an FHA loan, can't close for 60 days just because they're in some sort of lease and they can't get out of their lease and it's going to take them a while. And man, I'm going to accept $200,000 versus this FHA buyer $205.
Right.
I'll accept the 200.
Right.
Because the 200 gets me out of that property quicker.
Yep.
My opportunity cost, which is all the money I have tied up into it, I could do something else with. 3, it eliminates 1 full month of a mortgage payment and holding costs. I'm going to take less money because I'm rolling the dice that chances are I have a much stronger percentage rate of closing and closing quick with this cash buyer than I do with this other buyer. So those are extreme examples.
Right.
But that just shows you how important it is, whether you're a first-time home buyer buying a $50,000 house or you're an investor buying $1 million property. If you have your pre-approval or proof of funds and there's strong documentation on either, you're going to have a better opportunity at, first of all, being the winning bidder, and 2, even if you are the winning bidder, but it's a little bit less money, you still have the opportunity of beating out that other buyer because you were just a stronger financially than the other person was. That's simple.
Yeah, it's better almost resume, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's better resume. So you all basically to do a little recap here, guys. Let's see. So try, if you can. I mean, go with a local lender. Work with who you know. Right. A lot of times, local lenders, obviously, they know the area better. You're going to have a more personal connection to that person. And what is half a business?
Yeah, and also absolutely get a couple opinions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
that's no problem. But just don't. you can't beat these guys up too bad because they're hopefully going to be your bread and butter and lenders for a long time. You build a good relationship. But, yeah, of course, you don't want to pay 6% when the going rate's 5%.
Right.
That's insane. That's just bad business. But so, yeah, you want to get a couple different opinions. But for the most part, they're all going to be very close. And it's not just percentage rate. A lot of times it's percentage rate plus all the other fees.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might have an additional $1,000 in fees that 1/8 of percentage rate that they're giving you lower is actually going to cost you more money. So it's just, you have to look at it, all the different options. But I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. No, I'm glad you did, because that way when I softball ideas out there, I love when you
you said local, get a local pre-approval if possible.
Okay, get a local pre-approval. And remember, guys, once you get pre-approved, because it does really stack the deck in your favor more so than maybe some other potential buyers or investors. That pre-approval stands for, like Alex said, 3 to 6 months. It's I'm just kind of summarizing some really important bullet points here. So remember, whenever you get it done, nothing has to be done that day. And don't necessarily use everything that you're getting pre-approved for, guys. That's just what you're pre-approved for. Go in with a strong number, something you're comfortable with. We talk about it all the time on these podcasts, Alex. What's the number one problem? People living outside their means. So don't
live below your means.
Yeah, don't use your cap.
Delayed gratification. It'll all
1% every day, baby.
But that brought me to another point where if you're going to get that pre-approval, and let's just say 6 months down the road, or you really have a good general idea that you're going to be changing your jobs. Mm-hmm. So let's say you're a nurse, and you're going to get a new job as a nurse. That's not a problem because you're taking a new job usually for more money or maybe better hours. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's no night turn. The bank doesn't look at that as a risk. Now, if you're a nurse and then you decide to start an ice cream stand,
right?
Huge problem. Mm-hmm. Now you're self-employed. The chances of you getting approved, unless your significant other is, the breadwinner,
right,
is going to be decimated. Right. You will not get a loan if you're going to start an ice cream stand and you're a nurse. Because you're self-employed, you're going to need like 2 or 3 years of track history of the business and all that stuff. But just even if you're, let's say you're a nurse and you're going to stop nursing, and you just got your degree at night, and now you're going to be an accountant, you get a job as an accountant, that still looks risky to the lender. As I said, this person has changed their career from nurse to accountant. They're going to look at that like potential risk.
Right.
So if you know in your future there's a job change and it's in a completely different
field or market,
then you just want to keep that. You want to let your lender know that. Hey, guess what? I'm in the process of changing fields, or I'm going to go into self-employment. Or if you're self-employed now, and then you're going to become a nurse. Let's say you own an ice cream stand, that doesn't work out for you, and you're going to become a nurse. Then your lender needs to know that. So the more upfront you can be with your lender, the better it's going to be for you, because you could be approved for a mortgage now in 6 months you're not, because you change your status on how much you were making and what happened and what kind of job what kind of field you're in.
That makes sense that it would change, though. That makes sense that it would change.
That covers it. That was a good one. It was short, but it's very, very important to know this, and short and sweet is good. Short and sweet is
always good. Listen, guys, we hope you enjoyed this brief little podcast here. Make sure you're checking out all of our podcasts. We have, what are we up to now, Alex? Like 35 hours, something like that? Ton of episodes.
Quite a few. We have a lot of episodes that I don't even look at the hours anymore. It's just because some of these 10-minute ones are really good, and some of the ones that we have that are an hour and a half, I mean, they're good too. Mm-hmm. So
we had really good guests. That's why go back on our catalog. If you're listening to this, obviously you know one place that you can find them. But if you have a personal podcasting service that you prefer, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcast, Spreaker, different things like that. Search Deacon Hoover or Alex Deacon. You'll find our podcast that way. Search for us, Deacon Hoover, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're all over the main social media hubs there. DHREA.com is where you'll find, again, these podcasts are listings, blog posts, updates, stuff that's going on with the company here. Always check out there and get on our mailing list while you're there too. We send a lot of listings special listings, just interesting flips that we're doing. And a lot of times we're updating you on Alex's 2 different workshops, meetup workshops that he does. Other than that, we thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend a little bit of time listening to us talk. We hope you got something out of this. For Alex, for myself, and for everyone else here at Deacon Hoover Real Estate Advisors, we greatly appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.